Hello everyone and welcome back to round 2 of season 2 of Gary and I's F124 co-op career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here on the Jeddah Corniche for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. If you missed out on round 1, it went live a couple of weeks ago. Gary has been feeling a little bit under the weather since then, but he's finally returned and I'm hoping he's ready to lose again. We currently lead both the Drivers' and the Constructors' World Championship down at Red Bull. Mercedes had a bit of a slower start to the year, I think it must be said, Gary. But yeah, as we return to one of the fastest tracks on the calendar, are you feeling a bit more confident?
No.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Jeddah, next round's Albert Park, Gary. We've got a lot of high-speed circuits, of course, early on in this custom season. Then looking after that, really between there and Canada, I would say those tracks should suit your car a little bit more.
We'll see what happens, of course, but I mean, I feel like every track suits me because I'm just better than everybody. But of course, there's always the potential of chaos here. Jeddah is a track that both you and I have a bit of an interesting history at, so we'll see what happens today.
Yeah, I just simply cannot survive races around this place, so it's gonna go well.
Go to the race weekend. Not mandatory to evacuate where you are, but under hurricane warnings.
Welcome topic as well. Hope you're doing well. I wasn't around yesterday, Bradson, because Gary couldn't stream, and then we had some storms where I was as well, so my internet was not having a fun time. But I did get on and record a little bit more EAWRC content, which I'm having a lot of fun with. The 2024 season update for EAWRC is quite good fun, as already my team have failed an upgrade. And Verstappen's decided he's going to do it instead. Okay, Verstappen's doing all the upgrades on our car. Gary,
I'm back.
I've done like 4 upgrades and all of them have failed, and Verstappen's just poached him off me.
Oh,
Gary, change the race length, change the race length, change
yes.
the race length, change
yes.
the race length.
Yes.
Don't forget.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, Jeddah's not the worst. 18 laps, though, is definitely a bit more fun than 25. Sorry, Topa Catman. I'm butchering names tonight. Jaboy as well.
Hold on. Can I do any upgrades at all?
I hope not. I really hope. Why is Discord now giving me the notification sound? That's annoying me, chat. Yeah, that's really annoying me. What's your opinion on the snow that's meant to come to England in a couple of weeks? I haven't heard anything about that. Where's the new wheel? In the corner of shot there. I'm only using it for the main F1 series. Everything else, I'm still using this one. Let's focus on the main problem. Why are you avoiding doing a 100% Monaco race with the use of sunglasses? That'll be Thursday night, Reese's Pieces. It will happen.
The Jeddah
I couldn't even remember the entire 2013 driver lineup. Who was in the Caterham in 2013? Was it Charles Peake? And someone else? I don't know.
Anybody watch the NASCAR race on the weekend?
Is Suarez out yet?
No, he will be.
Is he about to be? I was going to say.
He will be in about 6 days.
As long as my boy Denny makes it through, that's the only.
He's like 30 points above the cut line now.
I was going to say, I had a look and he looked pretty safe. So that's a good way to start.
Out with 5 laps to go.
But he's just anything, Gary. You've got to accept that he is the best on the grid.
When 28 cars in front of you crash, it certainly helps.
Exactly. So Logitech, I believe now, DJ, have brought out a wheel. I don't have it though.
That was a record-breaking.
But I'm hoping we'll get it. Welcome on in, Flash. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Just finished a lovely chippy. Oh man, I could have chips so badly. I won't, but I could.
Boy, does it feel good to play F1 24 again, said no one ever.
Have you missed it, Gary? Be honest with me, have you missed it? I bet. So, what? I mean, obviously you're playing F1 23 currently still, aren't you?
Yep.
This is an interesting one for you, Gary. I know you've done an F1 2013 career mode. Were you able to set up your Moser gear with F1 2013?
Yes.
Okay, because I managed to do it with my Fanatec stuff earlier on, and even today it's still really good fun.
Yeah, no, it's a good time.
I love me. Should we do? It's a shame all the servers are down because we should have done an F1 2013 co-op career
Yeah, little
mode.
co-op. I bet that series would have went hard.
That genuinely would have been brilliant fun. We would have had such a wild time. Do I know Chippy Chips? I certainly do. So, chat, will I end up winning it? Welcome on in, Toast. Hope you know more, buddy. Oh, don't say you've just immediately given Toast a timeout. Unban him. He hasn't done anything wrong. Ow. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, no.
Okay, be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Toast just immediately shows up against
better
Cook.
here today than we did in Bahrain. That's the big thing, is just getting a better qualifying effort to begin with.
So, chat, I'll be honest. I want to try and string together some wins early on this season. I want to build up myself a buffer for when inevitably I start falling apart inside this game. So that, ideally, I'm not saying it's guaranteed or anything. I will likely stack it here in Jeddah. But ideally, I'd like to try and win
How's your car feeling
the
right
opening
now?
3 races. Pretty good. Not perfect. I managed to damage the front wing on my outlap, which is quite good going.
Nice. Okay.
But apart from that, you know, car feels good. It feels hopefully like it's going to be up to speed again. Jeddah should theoretically, I mean, every track should theoretically suit this Red Bull. It's still a little bit OP in kind of the base version of F1 24. But I'm expecting, as the season goes on, for the pressure to ramp up. How about you, sir?
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Are you going to challenge Red Bull tonight, Gary?
No.
You are probably our biggest threat.
I don't think I'm much of a threat tonight.
Well, I still reckon you're our biggest one. No one can stop Red Bull otherwise. I mean, I've just got to try and stop Verstappen. Because he should have dominated the opening weekend, but yeah, I think he's going to be rapid. Welcome on in, PM Double T-Bone. Hope you know more. I hope Toast isn't dead. Yeah, we can't just ban Toast as soon as he shows up. Otherwise, Toast then won't show up and I'll be sad. Gary's looking fast, chat. I tell you what. He's binned it. Gary in a Mercedes does seem like a very odd combo. It's not a team I would ever expect to see him represent. Like, I think Ferrari I can understand. Red Bull I can understand. But then again, would you say it's weird seeing me in a Red Bull? Because Red Bull is not a team I'd ever... Like, I can't remember the last time I would have driven the Red Bull on an F1 game. Outside of, like, some obscure videos. I think Owen wants a refund of F1 24. Gary didn't even buy F1 24. EA gave it to him. I want race week, F1, F2, F3, and F1 Academy race, but not Formula E. Because Formula E isn't part of the same series as such. That's why. Hey, welcome in Smite as well. Hope you know more, buddy. Exactly. Formula E races like does its own schedule and everything. Hey, no worries, Toast. I'm happy to see you back. Gary likes to get a lot of practice in chat. I'm more of a one lap and I'm done kind of guy. And I reckon we'll still hopefully out-qualify him. Is kick just going to be your safe place, Toast? Welcome in, James. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Because they run completely... The cars are so different, DJ. And the series are so different. Formula E obviously utilises the fact they can race in city centres and cause no damage. Obviously, there's a lot of cities that would oppose to potentially upwards of 70 cars racing around over the weekend. Gary also uses a wheel and a rig. I believe he's got a Moser R9 bundle, I want to say. I tell you what, that's a quick lap time by the young gentleman.
Alright, we're done practice. Boom. Really?
I was just about to... If you survived that... You went into the wall head-on at like 190. How on earth have you survived that?
Scotty McLaughlin, huh? Oh, you've driven around Bathurst in a road car. That's awesome. I'm hoping to
Oh,
go
I
to
wanna do
Australia
that.
someday and just love to go to, like, Australia and, like, go to Bathurst.
Do you want to go to... Should we do the Bathurst 1000 together, Gary?
You want to race in
1
it?
year. No. As in,
Oh,
we'll go
okay.
watch it together.
Well, I think we should race in
1
it.
year. You think we would absolutely die?
Oh, okay. No, I would love to
I'd-
see that race. I mean, there's a lot
yeah,
of
I'd
stuff.
love to go
and,
watch.
if I could live anywhere that's not Canada, Australia is where I'm going. So
Yeah, Australia. I'd like to go. Australia's got some problems, but it'd be nice to go there. For a few
every
years.
country on earth has some problems.
Well, exactly. But I think some people kind of view Australia as like this perfect paradise, and it isn't quite still. Have you ever been just generally?
Yeah, what?
Have you ever been to Australia at all?
No.
No, okay. I didn't know whether you say might have been on holiday or something before.
If I could, maybe I can go to Australia in like 2026.
Hey, welcome on in, Paula. Nothing
Already
important just
booked
yet.
up for next year.
Where are you going next year, Gary?
Florida,
Nice.
and then Michigan for NASCAR, of course. In
Of course.
what would be June.
All right. Okay. Nice.
Hey, I'm a big
Head over-
SVG fan. I love Shane Van
How do I
Gisbergen.
disable that notification noise? That's really annoying.
He's got to
me.
have a good weekend this weekend, though, because he's below the cut line in Xfinity.
User
so.
settings. Hey, Fed, welcome in, buddy. 18 months. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Right, notifications.
Fortunately for him, it's a road course weekend.
Right, here we go.
But he's been getting really good on
mute,
the ovals, too.
Unmute.
It's just Talladega's Talladega. Can't really do much about
Deafen.
that one.
There we go. I believe now. Yay! Chat, you can get your predictions in for qualifying.
God, Dix.
It is a little bit early. We're still in free practice, but you can get your votes in. You can earn some noggins if you get it right on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, just tell me where do you think we're going to qualify in the comments. Vienna and Budapest. Vienna and Budapest is always odd because I never think Austria is that close to Hungary. But of course they border each other.
Get
I
some
will
upgrades going.
There's a very, very slim chance I will end up on pole position. I might well slap the wall in qualifying. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I want to remain quietly confident this weekend. Welcome on in, Nick. Hope you're doing well, mate. On vacation days, yeah. Have you got anything planned, Fed, or is it just relaxing and not worrying about anything? Just switching off from the world. I can't do... If Verstappen is just doing all the upgrades on this car currently. Like, he won't genuinely let me do anything.
Let's roll qualifying. Hold on, I'll be right back.
As soon as it gets serious, chat, Gary just fumbles.
Welcome to JEDDAH Corniche. One of the
I must
fastest
admit,
circuits
Gary,
on the
this track's a
calendar.
little bit odd.
Let's see who will
But
be the
it is
fastest
very
of them all.
picturesque, isn't
It's
it?
time to
At
set the
least in
grid
this game.
for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Yes, it's time for
Gary's
qualifying.
gone, chat. He's left me completely.
I'm back. Hello.
Gary, tell me.
Yeah?
How are you feeling in your car? Are you about to storm for a pole position?
No.
No?
No.
I want more hype, Gary. I want you to believe in yourself for a change.
I am thinking P17.
I'm going to say... I mean, it is Jeddah. We should be fairly quick here. But the AI now are quite rapid. I am going to say... I predict myself P7. It's not going to be fantastic. But it's going to be better than...
Me.
Well, I was going to originally say Bahrain, but I guess that as well. Here we go then, Gary. It's time for qualifying on the JEDDAH Corniche. Will one of us or both of us bottle it? Probably. Oh, oops. I was a little bit cheeky with the turn 1 curb. And the turn 3 curb.
I'm underdriving the car quite hard.
I am probably doing the opposite, it feels like. Whoa, that was nice through turn 12. And you get right up towards the wall on the exit, but just don't quite nudge it. Come on, little Red Bull. I mean, this thing should be all conquering early on this season. Gary, my lap has not been perfect.
I see a
I've
cat.
used all my battery way too early. Is it going to be Lando Norris that storms to pole? Damn it. Oh, I've messed that up, the final corner. That might cost me P1. I've got no idea where I'm going to end up.
I don't know how.
Are you P2?
I'm second.
I was going to say, I've just got the achievement for locking out the front row. That's incredible.
We'll take it.
Fair play, Gary Owen. 2/10 away. I mean, you probably...
a safe lap.
Obviously, you probably deserve pole there. My lap was not exactly clean.
I was
But
just kind
all
of
my...
chilling. I was like, let's just get it around the circuit.
Well, my chat's yelling at me saying we should have strict track limits turned on. But I'm gonna claim it, chat. Is that first? No, we've had pole before in this game, haven't we, Gary? Just not very often. But there we go. That's our first ever 1-2 though, which is quite impressive. So I guess the battle shall rage on into Sunday's Grand Prix.
An unexpected amount of pace right there from me.
I love the way chat is just absolutely roasting me. That at the end of the back straight, I think genuinely I did lose time in that.
I can confirm that track limits would not have mattered for me.
No. Yeah, I slightly sliced turn 1, gained a little bit there, gained a little bit through turn 3. I generally reckon though, going into sector 3, that probably actually lost me net time in the end. Danny Acco, thank you for the follow, mate. I appreciate it. DSQ from qualifying. Plus no.
DSQ. All right, here we go to pole position, baby.
Oh, no. We can't let that happen. Can I do... Oh, no, I already checked for upgrades, didn't I? Verstappen is... Literally, Gary, Verstappen is doing all of the upgrades on my car. I can't even do anything even if I wanted to.
Online career mode that allows 20 players to R&D their cars. That would be interesting.
Oh, that would be insane. The development race there would be horrendous. Have you ever had a wet Jeddah race, Gary?
No.
No.
I've
had wet
Jeddah,
Bahrain.
not a wet Abu Dhabi, no wet Bahrain.
I've had wet Abu Dhabi and wet Bahrain. I've never had a wet Jeddah. Get your predictions in the chat. No, I know you haven't. One day, Gary, if you work really hard. One day. Sometimes Gary and I forget that we're live. But yeah, get your predictions in chat. Where do you think we're going to end up in this one? I had a wet Bahrain on like a career mode many, many years ago. Like it might have been, I think the video is probably down there. It was like F1 2012 or something insane. Jeddah in full wets would not be fun.
That'd be a great time.
I mean, imagine Lance Stroll trying to do that, Gary.
Formula One, but it has fast,
Sprint
sweeping
mode
corners,
championships.
already
That reminds
making
me.
it a favorite.
I want to do a video of F1 2020, a little mini championship on the short tracks in the game.
Co-op, Gary? Co-op?
So let's take a look
F1
at the top
2020
Actually,
co-op.
I can't do F1 2020 yet because I'm still doing my mod career mode.
We'll see just how much the teams have benefited
So give it a couple of years, Gary, and I'll be there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got a while.
Like many street
Yeah,
circuits,
I got like
this track has
7
potential to
seasons still
punish
to go.
drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting
Toast, I wouldn't be having that.
session.
I'd break up with
Fox
her.
lines up on pole position, and Golden Boy completes the front row. Moving on
Do you
to
like
the
my
rest of
name
the
this
grid,
season,
we have
Gary?
What is your
Norris,
name?
Oscar Piastri,
Did you not hear it?
No,
Wait,
I
where's
skipped
Max?
I skipped the
Leclerc.
intro.
Where's Max gone?
Sainz, Stroll,
Oh, clearly Red Bull is not the fastest
Albon,
car then.
Ocon.
Max Verstappen, he's only like P13.
Yeah, no, he took
Okay.
the penalty.
I was going to say, that is wild. So it does really mean then it is a dogfight between us two, doesn't it?
The McLarens are
Right.
going mediums here.
I'm going to gamble it, chat, because I feel like we're going to get a safety car, but I don't know
Interesting
when.
strategy from them.
So I'm going to try and stay in Gary's
And then they'll probably
DRS
hop onto the soft.
and kind of just work our way from there. And then we can go softs later on in the race. That's
Not
what we
Hooray, how you
can't do.
doing? You're late,
we
but
can't
you're not
start
late,
on
late.
mediums.
You're still getting Jeddah, and you
Still
get
seriously,
Australia
all the terrible
immediately
drivers.
after.
As if you put Ocon in with Latifi, Mazepin, and Stroll. Oh, man. Right. Gary, talk to me. Are you nervous?
Am I nervous? Why would I be nervous?
Because you always get nervous on this game.
Do I?
Always, Gary. You're a bit of a
Really?
choke artist on F1 24.
That's says the guy that bulldozed me out of the way for a win in Austria.
The formation lap gets underway.
What can I say?
Every driver
Oh, I
will
had
be
to make the move. You
looking
turned in.
still owe
It was
you.
my apex.
making sure their car
Oh,
is
mate,
ready.
no, hang on a minute. Didn't you get your revenge on that one?
Not that I'm aware of.
And what about Austria the season before that, where you
we
literally
don't
just
talk
pile
about that.
drive me?
We deserved it though.
Okay, okay.
One new
Almost ready
career
to
mode
the
video.
start of the race as the cars
I'm
take
gonna
their
record a new
positions on
career
the
mode
grid.
video as soon as we're done
Drivers and
streaming,
teams
and then
make
hopefully get it
Oh.
out tomorrow.
preparations.
Oh, I thought co-op's out tomorrow, Gary.
Maybe okay, we go out Thursday maybe.
Oh, man. I might well be the one that calls the safety car here, yes. That's quite likely to happen. Gary, when are we going on the Talk Tour podcast?
I actually got the call for November 17th, so
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough.
yeah.
Enjoy it.
I
Right,
gotta remember
come
to
on.
pause the game here when we go in.
Oh. Why?
For force feedback.
Oh, I did not react.
Oh, I screwed up hard.
Oh, baby. I've held my lead in turn 1. Oh, that was Gary, of course it
You're
was.
long
With
contact
it.
behind.
Was that you causing it, or was that the
No,
AI?
I slipped on right through.
Okay. Oh, I've got to be so careful of that wall, man. So careful of that wall. I want to just get to the end of a Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in co-op. I don't know what it is, but online I just cannot survive this track.
Matt
mean,
is on
Gary-
hard, yeah, he's going for the long game here.
I mean, I'm looking at the gaps based on qualifying as well. Ugh. Perhaps I need to look at where I'm going on the road, rather than the gaps. We might just immediately pull away from the AI here.
I think so.
Like, I just don't believe McLaren are going to have the pace. Well, we did have a very, very brief battle, didn't we, last time out in
Yeah, it
Bahrain.
wasn't much of a battle, but it was, I mean, technically speaking, you could consider
It was
a
about
battle.
3 corners. But we still take those. We don't often have battles on the F1 in these co-op series, Gary, but when we do, it's usually fireworks, isn't
Pretty
it?
fun to watch.
Already, chat, I can tell my straight line speed is genuinely
This
insane.
lap, we can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Like, I don't think... Nice apex there, Gary.
Yeah, I
You
know,
enjoy that one?
I braked way too early.
Whoa. I hate that wall. I'm going to say that every single lap. But I hate it.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
So the trick is for us, chat, early on is we just can't let Gary out of the DRS range. We just got to try and stay in that range. I mean, like I said, we've definitely got more straight line speed in the car. But Gary will try and do everything within his power to try and get us out of that range. Because he might just have done so. It's going to be very, very close. No, he hasn't quite there, I don't think. Yep, there we go. Right, what's the free time we gain here down the back straight on him? Alright, look at that. And he knows now, because he hasn't been able to get us out of that range basically immediately, he's probably not going to stand much of a chance to. His window is like in the first 4 laps or so of this Grand Prix.
We're driving away from the McLarens.
I was going to say, yeah, but what are the AI set to again?
104 as usual.
Yeah, so they, I mean, especially with Max out of the picture, I think this was always likely to happen. But kind of having those two on the mediums is the perfect storm for us, isn't it? Because we've just bolted away. Or, did you get a huge moment there, or was that just on my end?
No, that was all good.
Okay. On my end, I come through that corner and you got a huge slide.
Oh, no, I was fine.
Down at your bottle vibes. I will likely bottle this. Gary likes to take some different lines though here. Oh. How's that wall taster?
I never even hit it.
Hey! Why am I watching
a
I'm guessing so. I'm watching a completely different race apparently.
Yeah, no,
based on your car.
I didn't even come close to the wall.
So Gary, in terms of strategy then, what are you thinking today, sir?
I mean, I'm not really, like, even though I'm leading, I'm not like, oh, let's just do everything we can here to try and be tactical to win. I'm just going to kind of go with what they got going here, which is about lap 8 to 13, somewhere in that range. We're going to box for the medium, and then see the rest of the race out from there.
He's not even going to hide his strategies, ladies and gents. That's how confident he is at the front of the order. We love to see it from FormulaOwen. He's a confident man tonight. Oh, I've just done a Gary cutting turn 1.
Oh,
Just a little bit. Hey, Smurf, with the gifted as well to Toast. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you
I feel
reckon,
like it's not
chat,
going
Twitch
to take
should...
long for these softs to start fading here, so...
They're normally not that bad around this circuit. They normally hang on pretty well as... Well, look behind us. Leclerc now has moved to the front
Oh, yeah, that could be
of kind of the rest of the order. Just, yeah, I think McLaren were kind of hoping they could work together and just keep everybody else at bay. Whether they thought they'd have a shot against us is a different question. But early on... It's not working for them, is it, Gary? But McLaren like to do weird strats. I don't know about you as well, Gary, but I basically just cannot read chat around here. Like, it's so difficult, apart from basically the final few corners. And
there's a couple straightaways you can read.
Yeah, but that's about it. Even the back straight isn't really a straight. A switch up sub prices. I did not know this. What are Twitch sub prices now?
That.
Are they? Oh, is
Yeah,
this
it
just
feels like
for?
every few months?
Is this to try and keep them all at about $5 US? Is it, or
Maybe.
is it because of I don't know whether it's inflation or what? I need to keep up more chat with what goes on with Twitch. 10.99. I guess
Jeez.
Canadian. I mean, in Canadian, that's still not great, but
Oh, I would never pay that.
I pay that to you, Gary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't stream on Twitch, though. I must admit,
Actually,
I
enabled memberships on my YouTube channel here now.
I was just
Wanna
about
know
to
why?
talk about that. Why?
So I got an offer from YouTube, and it's hold on, let me get through these series of corners without dying. They said if you turn on memberships on your channel, we'll give you $1,500.
What?
Yeah, I was like, well, heck, that's a no-brainer. So I just
Hey?
all I did was turn it on.
What?
And
Seriously?
and it was a certain time frame you had to do it in, and they said every member that you get before this time comes up, we'll give you an extra $15.
What?
I didn't advertise it because I didn't really want to do it.
Wait,
I
is this
actually did get-
ongoing or FormulaOwen?
Okay,
FormulaOwen.
leading our teammate by 8.
Seriously?
5 seconds.
Yeah. So I didn't
So you-
advertise it because I didn't want people to get into the memberships, but I was like, I'll turn it on just for the money.
You're
So
wait.
I didn't end up getting one member though. So we got $1,500 and a $15 payout.
Why?
I don't know.
That's bizarre. Chat, I'm just going to put this out there. If YouTube ever come to me and say, we'll pay you, well, what would that be? About 800 quid in the UK. Every single other channel I've got is getting that enabled.
It's been turned on.
That's mad. Oh, can you send me, seriously, this email afterwards, just so I can have a look through? Because I'm genuinely
Yeah, of course.
intrigued. That's insane.
Yeah, no, they sent me the confirmation like a week ago that I earned $1,515 out of it.
Wait, so does
So
that
hopefully
come
that'll-
through just on top of your AdSense, does it? Or
I would imagine next when I get paid next. So
what on
the
earth is
20th of every
that?
month.
There's got to be something in their algorithm then that thinks they'll make more than that back at some point off of your channel. I better start checking my other emails. Like, did
It
you
was
get a
in my
notification?
dashboard.
I was saying, you got it notified through YouTube, did you?
Yeah, it was in the creator dashboard. It was right there. It was just like, hey,
Okay, the car
Do
is
this and we'll pay you
beginning to pull
$1,500.
away. You know what to do.
That's just bizarre.
my sauce
Gary.
is starting to fade now. By the way.
I was literally about to ask you how your tie's feeling. I say the gap's staying fairly level though. You're doing all right.
Okay, mate, we've got some clear track in front of us, and let's make the best of it. So please make this next one a very fast
Right.
lap.
No, no, Gary.
What?
Gearbox gone.
No. Oh, it just made my whole life so easy.
I was literally about to say this is the chance where I gotta start closing back in on you. Oh man, I can't believe that. Second race of the year and Red Bull already have let me down.
Okay.
And
Matt's
still,
out.
my luck at JEDDAH chat continues to fail me. That is shocking. I barely
It
done a
sucks
race.
You can't even restart something like that because
It'll
it's just
happen
gonna
every
again.
time.
So
Yep.
this might be the most
can't
boring
believe that.
video ever.
This is going to be horrendous.
I'm 11 seconds ahead of everybody.
He's got a 12-second lead after 7 laps. This is disgusting.
All right, this is turning into the Formula 212 podcast for this episode now.
As if Connor and Reese's Pieces both predicted that I'd get a mechanical. That's so stupid. I got the Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull luck.
Yeah, watch
Clearly.
my fail before this is over.
Oh, I don't. Is that even possible? Can we both get a mechanical failure in the same race?
I would imagine it is.
I can't believe that. Morsa and Maze Galaxy don't think thank you both for the follows. I can't believe my race is over like that.
I don't even need to stress now. Matt was at least going to keep it interesting.
But yeah, that should have been Hamilton 2016, I believe. Has Smurf paid out the wrong one? Oh, I guess DNF is still correct. Oh no, there's no Hamilton 2014 anyway. 2016 even. That's so stupid.
The game is rigged if we both get the failures.
I've never seen anyone, if in a two-player career mode, them both get a mechanical in the same race. Like, never.
Well, now we've got time to have a conversation, everybody. How's everyone doing? How was your guys' weekend? What's your thoughts on whatever
Gary,
the next
I'm
F1 race is?
bored. When are you
going
gonna crash?
I ain't crashing. I'm pitting right here, first of all.
Oh, Gary, you get a penalty. I mean, you couldn't. You'd still be out in
I
front.
could still win this race with a penalty.
Easily. Easily. I mean, how
don't
dumb is
remember
that?
what button it is
We're
to turn
only
into that
fighting...
box here.
Wait, if you win this, you're going to be ahead of me in the championship. Stupid is this?
Bathurst.
I better see how Verstappen's getting on.
The engine exploded
better-
on his rejoin.
I better kind of check up on my teammate and see how he's getting on.
I'm also excited for Bathurst this weekend. It'll be fun to watch. So, like I said, I'm gonna do a video on it. My own interpretation. So the Assetto Corsa Supercars mod, they've got the guy that made it actually put out the whole 2024 roster, or skins, I should say now. So
No!
that's exciting. You all good?
Verstappen's got damage.
Oh,
I'm
no.
done, mate. Verstappen's come out the pit lane and immediately had a crash with Alex Albon. So I think Red Bull are not scoring much here. Yeah, Verstappen's in trouble. So maybe the one man that could stop Gary is there's my just abandoned car.
I did do a B-Fixed Oval race last night. Or not Oval, sorry. What am I saying? Oval. I did B-Fixed Roval race, yes. There was a guy in there, so now we got time to talk. I had beef with this guy last night in B-Fixed. And man, he is
It's
so lucky
beef
I'm a
in
nice
iRacing.
person, because I should have just bulldozed him into like a whole different country. He was the number like 3 car or something. I forget his name. Can't remember. Whoever I finished directly behind. But I ran this guy down like from like multiple seconds back. And he spent the entire race doing the defensive drive of his life. He spent 25 minutes just blocking me. And I'm just too nice to just, you know, like go and bulldoze anyone.
Just yeet him out of the way.
So here he was just blocking, and then I get alongside him, and he fights for his entire life to do anything he can from keeping me to get around him. He drives right into my door. And I'm like, well, now I have an option to just ship him, but I didn't. And then another guy runs us down. I'm like, I'm gonna let this guy go through because he's gonna probably be way less patient with me, and he's just gonna wreck him. He does the same thing to this guy. Unfortunately, this guy didn't have the balls to wreck him either. He burns his stuff up. Final lap, I run the guy back down after all this happens, and I only got to him in time to try and give him a punt in the bus stop, and it's really hard to punt a guy off in the bus stops. You know, I was like 3 car lengths back, so I just kind of sailed off in there, hit him, and then he unfortunately beat me.
I mean, you can't blame a guy for trying to defend. That's kind of part of the point of the race,
when you are 10% through a race and you are driving like your career is
Oh,
on
like
the
it's the
line,
last lap, yeah. Yeah, there is something to
However,
be said for that.
I think one thing that helped me not just yeet this guy was I won a A-Fixed Roval race about an hour before, so
Ah, fair enough.
I
Fair
wasn't like stressing out to go and pass this guy for 5th too hard. You saw the 3 of us battling. I wanted to wreck the guy so bad.
Gary, you
but I
know
was
who
just
you
like,
sound
I'm too
like?
nice of a person to do it. Who do I sound
You
like?
sound like Alex Albon in 2020 when he was moaning
They
the
raced
back
me
markers
so
raced him too
hard.
hard. That's what you sound like right now, sir.
This guy, no man,
What's-
this guy's just so stupid.
What's annoying me with this race as well is the fact there was a small window as well where there could have been a red flag, and not even that's happened. And like potentially, why are you number 97 out of interest?
Shane Van Gisbergen, bro.
I thought you were just a Tom 97 fan.
No.
Is my car still? My car's just still there. Every
let's
single
go,
lap we're
let's
getting
go.
yellow
If we get a
flags.
yellow. Play Wreckfest.
I'm
it the
gonna
second
be
one coming
learning
out soon?
Chinese. Is there a second Wreckfest coming in?
Yeah, they announced the second one.
Someone told me you genuinely sound like George Russell. Am I George Russell's West Country cousin? Because I do not speak proper. I mean, the fact that you...
Oh, go on.
How come you've already pretty much caught Oscar Piastri back? This is such a
yeah,
stupid
no, I'm
race,
3 seconds
man.
behind him. I mean, I'm just cruising.
I mean,
not
in
even
many ways,
trying
I'm
right
happy
now.
that they didn't bottle it. Name the
But Bryce,
2015.
you probably noticed, like...
2015 driver lineup, chat. Mercedes, Hamilton, Rosberg. Ferrari, Vettel, Raikkonen. Red Bull, Ricciardo, and Kvyat. Williams, Bottas and Massa. Force India, Perez and Hulkenberg, I'm pretty certain. Lotus Renault was Palmer. Sorry, that's 2016 even. But that was Grosjean Maldonado. McLaren was obviously Alonso and Button. Manor was depends when in the season, I suppose. Will Stevens was there. Roberto Merri was there throughout a lot of the season. What other teams have we got? Sauber was Nasser and Ericsson. Alonso and Button were the two McLarens. What team am I forgetting, chat? Oh, Toro Rosso was obviously Verstappen and Sainz.
I would love to do more supercars
Smashed
on
it.
iRacing, but like outside of Bathurst, no one does it.
Oh no, I find actually the attendances aren't too bad, but they'd be like 6 in the morning for you.
Yeah. I'm hoping they already announced the new supercar is coming to iRacing, so hopefully when that happens, the attendance will...
You might get a season of decent attendance.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't going to last, but, give us something.
Yeah. But yeah, no, because I started doing it a bit more on iRacing, and either 9:15 or 11:15 UK time, so either 4:15 or 6:15 for you. Normally, most days you can get a lobby.
Supercar is a lot of fun to drive. As I always say, it's so similar to
Mano
the car
was
and XM cars, so if you can drive one of them, you can
Rossi,
drive the other.
McLaren was Magnussen.
I did notice the supercar
Oh no,
is
Van
a bit
Dorn
more,
even.
Free, a little bit less grip.
Yeah, welcome in, Alfie. Hope you're doing well, buddy. What on earth happened? Red Bull power unit went bang. Gary sabotaged my car. How has the gut come down to Leclerc since the pits? What have you done, Gary?
I mean, I'm just rolling, dude.
I mean, I'm looking at this. I genuinely think with this win, you might take World Championship lead. Unless I'm missing someone obvious like Leclerc or Sainz. I think we're gonna be having one of the maddest title fights after a couple of races I've ever seen. But I genuinely think, because with Verstappen way down the order, he's gonna have less points than either of us. Leclerc, like I said, Leclerc and Sainz might be there or thereabouts. But yeah, wild. I've never seen either Marvel or DC. I don't get it all.
So anyone
Like,
in here that does watch supercars, Matt and I were talking about it. Playoffs and supercars. What are the thoughts?
It's silly. Playoffs don't belong in racing.
I think it's only acceptable in one form of racing, and we already know which one it is because it already has it.
Why do you like the playoffs in NASCAR, Gary? Out of interest.
36 races is too long for a season-long format.
How, though? Because surely it means that the best driver usually wins.
Very true, but as a NASCAR fan, you're very conditioned, if you've grown up in the 2000s, to know it's more of a manufactured, entertaining motorsport. So
Yeah, no, I get
we're
that.
trained to expect a fight right to the very end, and if you have a
Yeah.
season-long format, you get a fight to the very end once every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but that's just
Like
not the...
this year, there would be a heck of a fight happening actually right now.
But don't you think, though, because of that, though, that, like, Americans, like, when 2021 happened in Formula 1, obviously excluding the final lap in Abu Dhabi, don't you think that when you do get those brilliant title fights that
Oh, it's
last all year,
incredible.
it makes it feel way more special?
It is
So
incredible.
surely it loses its appeal if you
a
know it's going to
double-edged
happen every
sword.
year.
It's a double-edged sword. I mean, I like knowing, like I love. Oh man, I love the current NASCAR playoff format where you have all this drama, right up till they decide they're going to determine the champion on one single race. I think the playoffs
stupid.
have such a good formula until that moment right there where it's like, okay, one race, now whoever finishes best wins the championship.
But
And,
the
like,
idea that
it's very flawed.
well, this is what I was going to say. The idea that someone could win 35 of the 36 NASCAR races and not walk away with a championship
Yeah, I mean,
is stupid.
example 2021, Kyle Larson. I mean, one of the few actual like champions that would have been like season long and playoff, but he won 10 races, and with 10 laps to go in that race, he was third of the final 4. He was not going to win the championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it might have been like 15 to go, but when that last caution came out, obviously that team literally had the pit stop of a lifetime and changed everything for him.
Hamilton in this save has gone to do... Where did you say he's gone, Gary? What
He's
fashion
a
brand
fashion
is he?
designer.
He is a fashion designer. He was doing... What event was he doing?
Gucci.
You've already forgotten your own storyline.
I don't know much about fashion.
Yeah, exactly. You can have literally, you can win 35 races in NASCAR, not win the last one, and not win the title. Like, it's so stupid. I think the thing is, of course, obviously, it's the difference between North American and, like, European sport. Like, you say about how it's too long for a playoff format. Like, the biggest sports league in the world, the Premier League, that runs, what, is it, like a 40-week season? And no one's ever complained that that doesn't have a playoffs, Gary. Because you know at the end of the year, the best team always wins.
Yeah.
So go back to the Winston Cup era. Just because Matt Kenseth is one of the most underrated NASCAR champions of all time, Gary.
Yeah, 2003 champion with, what, 1 win, I think?
One win and led something ridiculous like 34 of the 36 weeks.
Yeah, you're
38
right.
games, sorry, yeah. Exactly, so it's 2 more games than there are races in NASCAR a year.
What
And
is
no one
playoff
ever
racing?
complains. It's so stupid.
So if you don't know, NASCAR is the only thing that does it. Supercars is talking about it, but NASCAR basically playoffs. How do let me explain this.
I mean, the fact you have to explain it goes to show how badly it works.
I can make it easy. NASCAR has 36 races a year. The regular season is the first 26 races. The top 16 in points, or this is where it gets a little bit weird. So the 16 drivers make the playoffs, I should say. Winning a race in the first 26 locks you into the playoffs. So
what happens if you've got 26 different winners?
Then it would just go back to like top 16.
Right.
So you can be 34th in the standings and make the top 16 playoff because you have a win, which literally happened this year. Basically, you take every winner, and they are in the 16 driver playoff, and then the rest of the grid is determined through to 16th in points. So basically, you just want to be in that top 16. But you can be 16th and not make it because of a guy like 35th having a win.
So it's basically
That's
whoever
probably the most
wins is
confusing
in.
part about is how you make the playoffs.
No, it's not though, is it? Because then you've got stage points and playoff points, and there's like 6 different points tallies during a single race.
I mean, you got stages, blah blah blah.
It's so stupid.
So the playoffs start. You have 10 races in the playoffs, and basically
It's so dumb.
it's split into multiple rounds. So the 16 drivers start in the first 3 races of the playoffs. You have 3 races. After the first 3 races, 4 are eliminated. That brings the number down to 12 drivers. Then you do.
But if you
3
win
more
one of those
races.
3 as well, you're locked in.
Yeah, if you win a race, you move on no matter what. But the bottom 4 in the points of the 16 will be eliminated after the first 3. They do 3 more. The bottom 4 get eliminated again, so you go from 12 to 8. Then you do another 3 races. The bottom 4, you go from 8 to 4 drivers left. This is where it gets stupid. That means you've done 9 races, and you got 4 drivers remaining. You got 1 race left. And it's simply whatever one of those drivers finishes better than one another in the final race wins the championship.
Do you know how the F1 point system works, ladies and gents? They have a point system, and then they run all the races, and whoever scores the most points across all of those races wins the World Championship. It works quite well and has done for 70 years. Why, NASCAR, do you feel the need to try and change it all?
Yeah, with the way F1's going, if they had like 30 races, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they tried some postseason type system.
Honestly, if they tried to do a postseason, I think I would stop watching. Like, that is one of the things I've always said. Because I genuinely, I mean, there's other subjects as well around it, but I genuinely think that's why NASCAR's nosedived in the last 20 years, was it's not accessible to casual fans.
Yeah, it's a lot more complicated to get into. If you're
It's
just
so
casual.
stupid. Exactly.
You don't show up, like you used to be able to just show up, watch, understand what's going on. Now you got stages, playoffs, playoff points, stage points, all those different things that you
It's
have to
so
understand to
ridiculous.
know what's going on over the course of the year. Where you could just show up before and be like, oh, okay, this guy's winning. Okay, here's the points. You know, it's going all year. Blah blah blah. You know how it works. It's a traditional format.
Well,
But
theoretically
what's
as
more
well.
important, though, Matt,
I was going to say, yeah, ran the
I'm
final
rounding the
corner. It's
final
finally
turn.
over.
in pure dominance here, and we're gonna come through to win in Jeddah.
The dumbest race ever on F1 24. Easily. But Gary, we had good conversation, and fair play to you, sir. You did, Carlos Sainz got driver of the day.
How do I not
You
get
did
driver
well.
of the day? Come on, I was dominant.
A sterling
Yeah,
It
you
certainly
were.
helped that we didn't have Matt to fight after his gearbox
See the
failure.
drivers started.
I was going to say, I think we were actually going to have quite a good fight as well in that one.
I
Had
think
things
it was
gone.
going to be interesting. We got one more race coming that's going to hopefully be a lot more entertaining than that just was.
Gary, have a look at the championship standings.
Hold on, let's see. Oh, Lando had the quickest lap. Oh, Leclerc's leading by 3
That's pretty
points.
good.
Huh. Matt's back by 5. This might be the closest we beat all year. We have really... Wait, where did George Russell? Okay, P6 for George. So a good result for him. But Matt, you're still very much, of course, in the mix. Leclerc at the top, myself, Norris, Matt, and Alonso. Your top 5 after Jeddah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, Gary. I mean, 6 of us covered by just 9 points after the Open 2 Grand Prix. Admittedly, there probably is a big asterisk next to that. Mercedes as well. I mean, you're 11... The top 5 teams covered by 16 points in the Constructors is pretty insane as well. But Red Bull still leading that championship. The most boring race ever. If you've watched this on my channel, I do apologise. But yeah, we'll be back next time out ready in Albert Park.